welcome to Seahawk Talk on Wednesday, April 29. It is 4 weeks after April Fool's Day. Not fooling here. We've got a number of guests lined up for you today. Let's quickly show the graphic for the Seahawks on the show. Rob McGinnis from men's and women's cross country, Jennifer Foster from field hockey, and then three members of our women's soccer team, all juniors, Molly Breslin, Cara Cody, Margaret Hanley, and then three members of our men's soccer team, all seniors, Owen Kraft, Evan McDonald, and Noah Medeiros. And I promise, Owen, I will not say Zachary. Yet. But let's break over to somewhere in Connecticut and hook up with our men's and women's cross-country coach, Rob McGinnis. How are you doing today, sir?
All right, doing well. How are you, Ed?
Very good. In our Twitter and our Instagram postings promoting today's segment, I wanted to talk about going on the road with the Seahawks, and with field hockey, with women's soccer, and with men's soccer. Fortunate to get out there on the road for some of their games this year. Actually, one game for each of them. But you, with men's and women's cross country, you're always on the road.
Perpetually on the road. We are nomads sometimes, both in training when we're doing our maintenance miles. We're out on the roads around Newport and Middletown. And then, of course, competition, we're always on the road. We haven't had a home meet in Newport since the late 1980s. So we are road warriors. Entirely fitting for your theme today.
Yeah, you've done a nice job of researching the history of Salve Virginia cross country. And where was that home event for the Seahawks? Or the Newport, as we would say back then.
That home event was actually at St. George's School, and it was a dual meet, or may have been a try. I think it was Salve and Wentworth, and there may have been one other CCC school involved, and it was a weekday meet, which are things that you don't see very much anymore in Division III. But yeah, St. George's School, and they managed to run an 8K for the men and a 5K for the women, and we had to find out about that because when we were doing research around the last victory for the men's team, it had come in a dual meet or a tri-meet at home in Newport. So St. George's School, but a long time ago. And there is still a cross-country course there because the high school does compete and still hosts home meets. So I don't know what it would look like today, but it has been a long time since we've been the home team in any kind of a cross-country situation.
Well, with the pandemic, Rob, we're all working from home, or many of us are working from home that have that opportunity, thank goodness. And one of the members of the class of 2018 is coming off the road from her duties in the Peace Corps, and she'll be featured tomorrow in a Pell Center roundtable discussion at 11:45 a.m. Talk about Hannah Lucier.
Hannah was outstanding, and just back from Ecuador, right, with her time in the Peace Corps. She was down there for close to a year and a half. And if there was any of our recent alums who I thought would be a fitting candidate for the Peace Corps, certainly she would have fit the bill. And I'm so glad when she got that opportunity. Hannah was incredibly bright, great student, unfortunate in cross country to coach a lot of excellent students. She certainly was one of them. Back when she was on the team, she was our nominee for CCC Senior Scholar Athlete because her GPA was top of the class. If you look at Hannah in terms of her athletic performance, a 4-year member of the cross-country team, she was recruited out of high school in Massachusetts, and she appeared in 22 races for us over 4 years. Collegiate bests of 21:28 for 5K, and I think just over 26 minutes for 6K. She was with us in the postseason many times, all 4 CCC championship meets for which she was eligible. She appeared in 2 ECAC championships back when we had a membership there. And she was an alternate at least once for the NCAA regional championship meet. So someone who was always right around the top 7 or just outside of it as an alternate, which gives some indication as to her performance while she was an athlete. And then one of the things that's unique about Hannah, she was one of our senior award winners. That's putting her in pretty elite company. That award recognizes someone who demonstrates leadership, loyalty, and dedication to the team. And it's not an award that goes every year. If we don't have people who fit the criteria, it doesn't happen. But Hannah absolutely did, and she's on that short and exclusive list of people who've won that award. But she was amazing. I can't say enough good things about her. And as I said before, I was so glad to see her get that opportunity. It's unfortunate that it was cut short by at least half a year. But I'll be interested to see what she has to say tomorrow in the panel discussion. I'm sure she gained a lot of interesting experience nonetheless.
Yeah, I've got an 11 a.m. WebEx meeting with both Jody Meridian and Matt Finlayson, but I hope to end it as soon as I can to join in and listen to that discussion with Hannah Lucier on the Pell Center roundtable discussion. Those links can be found on the Salve Regina website. I want to also say how much I admire your professionalism and your organization skills. Like our next guest, Jen Foster, the two of you are so well organized in your preparation. I've been fortunate to attend your year-end banquet, or at least post CCC meet banquet, which has in years past been at a local hotel, and this past year came right on campus to the Oka Court setting. And like Hannah was a candidate for the Senior Scholar Athlete Award, Riley Rancourt won the award this year for the men.
He did, and that was another great accomplishment. We've only had two of the men ever recognized with that award in the history of the program. Riley, the most recent, Jay Brennan was the first. And again, both of them exceptionally qualified students. Their GPAs are sky high. Clearly, both of them are guys who got their work done in the classroom and still trained at a high level. Riley's a double major, political science and administration at Justice. Jay Brennan, a couple of years back, was a nursing student. Those are not easy programs. No. And to hold down the GPAs that both Riley and Jay did is a real credit to them. And I was thrilled when the award came in and Riley had been named as the honoree at the conference championship meet. He was actually off to the side during the awards. He was on the phone with his brother. I think he was playing in a hockey game that evening and was wishing him good luck. And we had to hunt him down and let him know, you've got to get in the picture with the all-conference guys because they called your name and the joke was, oh, he's off studying. Well,
yeah. Andrew Pizzelli had a busy day on November 2. That was the date of your CCC championships. Fortunately, hosted not too far away up in Bristol, Rhode Island at the... what's the name of that course?
Colt
State Park, yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Mount Hope, but you have to cross the Mount Hope Bridge to get there.
Right.
But Colt State Park was the setting for that. South Virginia Field Hockey played there later. That footage is going to be featured in the On the Road segment with Jen's team. And then also our equestrian team was just on this side of the bridge on Aquidneck Island, with a show that was co-hosted with the Hawks of Roger Williams at the Nora Harris Equestrian Center, formerly the Carnegie Abbey Club. But I remember Andrew getting footage of Riley with fellow seniors, and he addressed the camera and said, "I'll finally be on 99 seconds."
Well, he earned it that day, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And over the course of the last 4 years, because that's a credit to all of his academic work. And we love racing over at Colt. That's about as close to home as we get. When we talk about the theme of being road warriors, the other close meet would be the one up at CCRI in Lincoln, but Colt State Park is definitely much closer. And we've had some great races there over the years. Several of the school records have been set there, and our one women's cross country conference championship was captured there back in 2011. So
yes.
Had some great memories over in Bristol.
I remember that day was a rainy day.
I was there, yeah.
For all the runners. And it was...
Yeah, that was the October snowstorm.
Yes.
I remember driving home in that. That was... my wife was not happy with me for having ventured out that day, but I think it paid off in the long run because here I am.
Yep, absolutely. And how was it bringing your year-end ceremony back to, or at least back to campus on Oka Court, at Oka Court?
Oh, it was great. I can't say enough nice things about the folks at Sodexo and in our event planning office, Marianne, and then her name's going to escape me on the Sodexo side, but both of them were great. I was a little stressed out about taking on the logistics for this event. In past years, we've had a parent volunteer handle a lot of the negotiation with whichever of the local venues that we used. This year, we weren't in that situation, and so I was really concerned that I was going to have to take on a lot more logistical planning than I was prepared to do. As you know, I have an office job outside of the university, and that takes up a lot of time as a full-time job. And then I filled out the form in R25, which is our event planning system, and Marianne called up and said, you coach distance runners, I plan events, I plan parties. We're going to take care of this.
Right.
And every step of the way, I got it mostly right in terms of what I thought we needed in the room. And then she helped fill out some of the missing pieces. And then we were there at home, basically, the one home event we've had in a long time. And everyone loved it. The parents thought it was a great venue for the first time many of them had been in Ochre Court. And the student athletes enjoyed it. And then we had a great venue back outside to take pictures after the event concluded. So when that opportunity comes around again, we'll stay at Ochre Court and stay close to home because it went so well. I would not see any reason to take it off campus. It went that well in planning.
Yeah, and you say you were stressed out. You never show it because you were so at ease and so well prepared in terms of how you presented your content. And I'm sure every parent there loved it, family members, and your athletes as well. And that allows me to transition to my next topic is I brought it up a little bit with Adam Zakari yesterday. Both of you coach two teams in different genders, but in the same sport. So talk about the challenges and the similarities that you find in coaching both men and women in cross country.
That's a good question, Ed. And I think the reason that it works, and you'll see this at other institutions too, that there's one coaching staff that manages both the men's and women's cross country teams in season, is that planning for endurance training plans works regardless of the gender. And you just might have to make adjustments up or down based on which team you're coaching or which team is preparing for a workout. So the men, for example, will do a little bit more mileage. They will do additional reps in their workouts because they race 8,000 meters. The women race 5,000 meters or 6,000 meters. So they don't need quite as much volume as the guys. But I think the one overarching similarity that makes it possible and makes it potentially successful to run both programs is that if you've got athletes who are motivated and driven to achieve their goals, it doesn't matter if they're men or women, we can structure something that sets them up to be very successful. And my level of interest matches theirs. So regardless of which team you're on, if you're chasing a goal, it can help you get there. I think, running the team dynamic can be a little bit different, what we have to do on the women's side versus the men's. And both teams are different. It's not like I can run the same team meeting twice. I have to tailor my remarks a little bit. The guys are there's a bit more humor in that group. I have to just make sure that I'm on point with some of my one-liners. Otherwise, they'll call me out on it. With the women, I have found that it's more businesslike sometimes. I'll come in, we'll talk about what the plan is for the day. We might review what we did if it'd been a race the previous day, but it's a little more businesslike on the women's side, and that's just how it seems to have been. So the guys can be a bit more laid back sometimes. The ladies are a bit more focused on getting the work done and getting back to whatever else it is they need to do with their day. But yeah, that's been my experience so far. And I guess that's what I have to say there.
Well, it works well for both you and the athletes on and off the road. So we'll continue with our on the road theme with our next set of guests. Thank you for joining us here on Wednesday, April 29. Can't believe it's already the last Wednesday in April. And we'll look forward to talking to you next Wednesday on May 6th.
All right, Ed. Talk to you in a week. Enjoy the rest of the program. Be well.
Thanks, Rob. You too.
Thanks, Ed.
That's Rob McGinnis, men's and women's cross country head coach for Salve Virginia University. We'll be back with Jen Foster of our field hockey team right after a short break.
she's like training hard. I have to learn how.
Welcome back to Seahawk Talk. I'm Ed Habishaw, just checking to make sure I unmuted my audio, and I think I have because I see green bars going up and down versus the grayed out bars. We just had a great discussion with Rob McGinnis, and we're going to continue with our theme of being on the road and go right on the road to Newport, Rhode Island, believe it or not, and talk with our field hockey head coach, Jennifer Foster. How are you doing, Coach?
Good. How are you, Ed?
Very good. We showed some clips of your team on the road, which happened to be on November 2. Andrew Pizzelli was able to get on the road both off the island from Aquidneck when he captured some equestrian footage at the former Carnegie Abbey club for equestrian, and then he went to Cold State Park for cross country, and then in the afternoon he ended up at Roger Williams and saw your team win its final regular season home game against the Hawks.
Yes, it was an exciting game for sure.
Talk about the differences between your team's preparedness for a home game at Gaudet and what it does to get ready for a road game and perhaps the bonding experience that is included with traveling as a team.
Well, the biggest difference obviously is the bus trips. All the girls handle it a little bit differently. I know some of them like to study on the bus, some will nap, some will listen to music. But we like to get to whatever school we're playing at least an hour before we need to warm up so they have time to get their legs back and kind of move around in the locker rooms. I think the preparation once we get to the school that we're playing at isn't much different than what we do at home. The locker room time and just getting, focused and mentally prepared. I know the captains take the lead with that and what activities can kind of get the team focused on the game that we're going to be playing. And then, we take the field about 45 minutes before the game starts and, warm-up's the same home and away, really.
Well, talk about captains because you've got a new set that you're ready to announce, or at least I think I've seen it on social media.
Yes, we announced it last night on our team Zoom that we had as a group. We're our three soon-to-be seniors, Taylor Bulis, Tori Bickle, and Kate Foley will be our captains next fall. I've been working with them all semester, even remotely with some Zoom leadership meetings and talking about, what it takes to be a captain and a leader. I use the words really together. And I always say that we need a group of leaders on the team, not just the captains. So, we've been talking about how they can influence the group and how we can, bring in positive. We got a big freshman group coming in to try out. So it's going to be really important for these three seniors to, take the lead.
Talk about each one of them individually. We just showed a package of Taylor Bulis on there that Andrew Pizzelli put together because we had the three of them on our program last week.
Yes, recently.
Actually, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Taylor's, a great student athlete. She represents us well in the classroom. She's been a 3-time NFHCA academic award winner. We like to call her the team mom. I think she's definitely that nurturing type of leader that the girls can go to when, if they're having problems in the classroom, on the field. Really approachable. She's very even-keeled, very, just very, I don't even know what the best word is, just very even-keeled with her emotions. So she's a great leader to have that, she's not going to get too high or too low, and she's just really reliable with that. Kate is she's a fiery competitor. I know she's sometimes her toughest critic. I know we've been talking a lot about how her composure on the field is so important for our defense, especially this year. We had a freshman goalkeeper behind her, and she really took that to mean that she needed to, show good body language on the field and rally our defense if there was ever a mistake or something we needed to do better. But Kate, can really get the group together and focus on their traits with that.
And she mentioned during her downtime, her injury-riddled sophomore year, that she actually became closer to you because of all the experience that she had on the sidelines with you.
It's just learning to be, a second coach on the sideline. I knew from experience being injured my senior year in college what it was like to be on the sideline and kind of seeing from a different perspective. And she did a great job kind of, relaying to Coach Van and I what, maybe the team needed at the moment. So she learned a lot about herself and about the team and, all the dynamics that come with it, as an injured player.
And Tori Bickle.
Tori Bickle, I think she's a real big leader by example. She's not very loud and vocal, but I know she wants to work on that. But I think her demeanor is she's all out on the field. loves field hockey, has grown up in Pennsylvania, where it's really a big sport. So she shows it by her example on the field. She's got a lot of technical skill that we rely on, and she's just a good. All three of them are really great role models for our program, for underclassmen especially, to see what it takes to be a Salve field hockey player, and the commitment level that it involves.
So I could paraphrase Teddy Roosevelt and say she speaks softly and carries a big
Yes,
stick.
yeah. All
hockey.
three of them, have good composure for themselves, and the team relates to them, and they're very approachable. And I know a lot of girls will go to them for a variety of reasons. And I like to use our captains as kind of the connectors from the coaches to the team. And I tell them, you've got eyes and ears that maybe I don't have, when we're off the field. So it's really important that we have that open communication, and these three I know are going to be good communicators with us. The coaching staff in particular, I'm really excited to work with them for their senior year, and make it the best year yet for them for their 4 years.
Jen, how have they shown their readiness to make a transition from underclassmen with upperclassmen seniors to now being those persons in that role as captains?
I think it's been growing. They've been a part of our leadership committee for 3 years now, so they've seen what it takes and what a leader is. It's not just a star player or the person that's scoring the most goals. That it takes a lot more than that. So I think they've been starting to get groomed over the years. I'd like to, for our leadership committee, we have all the grades involved in a different capacity. So it's it's not just the upperclassmen. So I think they're ready to make that transition. I know they know that more eyes are going to be on them as seniors, but at the same time, I know they're up for the challenge, and they're excited for their senior season and be able to lead this team to a lot of wins, hopefully.
I really appreciate you giving them the opportunity to be on Seahawk Talk 2 weeks ago. I think they enjoyed their opportunity to talk about the program, and then we followed that with last week in bringing in alumnus.
Yes.
In Erin Gendro, and what a story she was able to tell, as we had to record it early in the morning because of her afternoon shift at the Rhode Island Department of Health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a great group, and I know next week we got a couple more players coming in with Eliza Timms and Casey Phoebus, and then a couple more alums with Abby Tepper and Kara Reese. So exciting few weeks ahead for Salve Field Hockey on the Seahawk Talk for sure. Good variety.
Absolutely. And tell Addison I really like the shirt she's got on today.
Yes, got a Seahawk shirt on today.
Addison, if you're close by, jump back in. We'll say hello and give you the opportunity to wave.
I don't know where she went.
Well, you're looking good. I've missed you for the last 2 weeks, but good to have you on this segment. And we'll catch up with you after we talk with both current players and then recent alum and we'll say alum from the 2000s.
Yes, graduated in 2006, a little bit before, right before I started.
The program started in 1992 on our campus, so we're not going back that far, but we're going halfway to there. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
That's Jennifer Foster, our field hockey head coach, coming to us from Newport, Rhode Island, alongside her daughter, Addison, one of her two daughters, and she has a son, Garrett, as well. I'm Ed Habishaw. We'll be checking in with women's soccer shortly and how they've done on the road. That'll be Molly Breslin, Cara Cody, and Margaret Hanley. Stick with us. That's Cara Cody scoring the only goal in Salve Regina's 1-0 win over Curry College on October 23. I got lucky by getting up there at halftime of that game, and they stayed scoreless on purpose until I was able to film that goal. So great job by the Seahawks. We are joined by 4 Seahawks now. Please welcome into the show Cara Cody, Margaret Hanley, and Molly Breslin, class of 2021 Seahawks. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
So our theme for today, if you haven't seen already, is on the road. We just showed a 1-0 win over Curry College for your Seahawk team back in the fall, winning on the road. Talk about the preparations that your team goes through, not only for home games, because, like I said with Jen Foster, there is no place like home, but sometimes it's more special to be going on the road and your team gets to travel, be together for that bus ride, and bond. What's it like for you guys?
Well, I think that we really like to play at home, but when we have to play away, we just make it worth it. Like, we want to go in and disrupt the other team and draw off their home field advantage. So on the bus, we all take our time, calm down, get our nerves out, and then we just get a little riled up in the locker room and then just go out and try to do what we can to disrupt the other team, because we know that they're playing how they want to play on their home field, but we need to stop that.
Like Kara said, it's so exciting to beat someone on their own home field. Just as exciting beating someone at our home, but it's an extra special feeling beating them on their turf.
And how's that bus ride home after a win on the road?
It's exciting. We sing songs like the bus ride. It's really fun.
Clear that. And Molly Breslin, talk about being on the road for your experience.
Well, I definitely think that a win makes it all worth it, and just all the time that it takes to get there and get ready. So, yeah, and we definitely have fun doing it. So
We talked in Q, ladies, about the being on the road, but you also have a few home venues that you can choose from. Which has been your favorite over the last several years?
My favorite, personally, is Reynolds. It's a very unpopular opinion, but I just like the grass field and being on campus. I think that we get a lot of energy there. We've won a lot of games there. It's just where we like to be.
I like the turf at Topa.
Okay. I was going to say, any disagreements from Margaret or Molly?
It's a big stadium, and it's like more of a competitive feel, and people are, it's nice on Reynolds. I do love Reynolds. It's just as intense, but the way the ball moves faster on the turf, I think it's just a bigger competitive atmosphere, and, I just like the environment there.
yeah, I agree with Topa. Just the faster pace.
Well, we're showing some clips right now that Andrew Pizzelli put together of the three of you. And the first one right away was of Molly in an embrace after a goal at Topa Field. So obviously we can see the happiness there. And last week we had on 3 other classmates, Devin, Mia, and Megan. You guys are part of a big junior class, soon to be seniors. What was it like your freshman year coming in?
I wasn't there, but it's okay.
So for freshman year, we were actually really small. There was only 5 of us when we came in. So that was a lot to get adjusted to with coming onto the team, because the team was already big and they weren't taking many players. But I think that as time went on, we're still small compared to a lot of the grades on our team. The freshman class has 11, and we only have 6. So,
well, how many did you graduate last year, or this year? I think 3, 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now I'm doing the math correctly, and 2 of them were twins. what has been your experience in this pandemic, both academically and also athletically, as you prepare for next season?
Well, academically, it's been tough, definitely. We've changed everything to online, and I'm a nursing major. It's kind of crazy doing all the simulation stuff they want us to do for our clinical hours. But for next season, our coach has been so good, sending us workouts weekly. We meet with her once a week as a team, and as we do forward, defense, midfield. We just change it up every week, and she keeps us all involved and checks in on us. So, I mean, she's doing a good job, and we just have to do our part for next season too.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that academically, it's kind of tough because I'm also a bio major, so I can't take my labs. They're different, so it's kind of weird. But for athletically, I think that it can be tough to get in a funk and not feel motivated because you're just stuck in your house all day. But if you just push through that, like Marge said, Jane's been giving us a lot of workouts to do, so that's definitely helped.
Yeah, I think that the workouts she's been giving have been really helpful to stay active during quarantine.
And I've talked with the group last week and about the importance of spring ball, and you guys can probably add to that commentary that not only is it helpful for you as returnees to get ready for transitioning for you, senior year, but also welcoming sometimes newcomers arriving after January. They weren't with you in the fall, but now they're here on campus. Not now, obviously, but they're trying to be part of the team coming up in 2020. Talk about them missing that opportunity and how important it has been in the past for other members of your current team.
Well, so that's how I came in. I came in the winter. So the spring season was a big thing for everyone to get to know me, my personality, and just for them, to show me how it is. And I think for anyone to miss that opportunity, I know we have a couple girls that came on in the winter. I think it's tough just because you get to see how we are, on the field and when we are not as competitive as in the fall, but we're more fun in the spring. And I don't know. I wish they didn't get to miss out on that. It was important to me.
Yeah, I think the spring season is definitely a team bonding opportunity. We have a lot of fun together in the spring and just get to know each other more. So
yeah, I think that the spring season is a big opportunity for the freshmen to step up because when you come in to preseason, you're kind of just thrown into it, and then you have a game in 2 weeks. So that's it's like a whirlwind, to be honest. And the spring really allows you to realize I'm just here playing soccer. I made the team. Now it's my time to relax and play with my friends.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a guarantee that you've made a team because you'll still have the tryout portion in the fall. But like you said, Cara, it's an opportunity to get more comfortable as you approach the fall.
Yeah.
So how are you bettering your game right now? Each of you individually.
I've just been getting some touches on the ball outside in my yard and doing some workouts. That's basically all I can do right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay fit and make sure I'll be ready for August.
Yeah, I've just been getting touches on the ball and taking advantage of the nice weather.
It has been nice, hasn't it? Unlike springs of the past, it's amazing how we're not able to be in Newport and enjoy this nice weather and have our spring sports complete all of their games in this nice weather conditions, and as well as having you guys as a fall sport have your non-traditional season out on whether it be Lawrence Avenue Field or Reynolds Field, around the outfield fence for baseball, of course, or getting down to Topa Field for some nice workouts out on the turf. But hopefully the weather is nice in your hometowns, and I really appreciate you joining us on Seahawk Talk.
Thanks for having us.
Cara Cody, Margaret Hamley, and Molly Brezen, we want you back on campus as soon as possible. So let's say some prayers that this pandemic ends soon and it allows us to return to the better normal. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
That's Cara Cody, Molly Breslin, and Margaret Hanley joining us on Seahawk Talk. I'm Ed Habishar. We'll be joining up with South Virginia men's soccer seniors after this break.
Boys. 5 years from now. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
That's South Virginia men's soccer winning on the road against Curry College, scoring a goal early, scoring a goal middle, scoring a goal late. The Seahawks won that game handily, and we saw Evan McDonald feeding a long feed off a free kick, and Casey Kelly finishing it just at the net, scoring a goal for the Seahawks. We have 3 seniors from our men's soccer team joining us on the show right now. Let's check in with them at... Where are we?
What's up, man? We're at 53 Shore Drive in Middletown.
Good to see you guys. I see the hardware in the background, a beautiful setting. We've got Owen Kraft, Evan McDonald, and Noah Medeiros. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We've had that theme of being on the road, and you guys didn't just win at home, but you won a lot on the road as well. That included going on the road in the first round of the NCAAs this year. First of all, congratulations on a conference championship, both a regular season title and a tournament title this year. Talk about your experience in your final years as a Seahawk.
So yeah, I mean, it was pretty much everything we could have dreamed of. We came in just hoping to be the best team we could be, and obviously, it went really well. We picked up fire at the end, but everything you could ask for a senior year.
Yeah. I mean, definitely hoping to do the best and stuff like that, but definitely came in this year thinking that, I wasn't doing this, but, speculations about, how the season was going to go and stuff like that, but we just try to keep a positive mindset throughout the entire season, and ended up winning a lot, and resulted in more and more wins, and it was fun. Good time.
We're going to show some clips of each of you on the screen. We'll start off with Owen. Gentlemen, the majority of your home games occurred what I now believe is your favorite place to play, and that's Topa Field. Talk about why it became a favorite home venue for you.
So Topa was actually, that came in for our junior and senior year, so we got 2 years of that, luckily. We like that field. It's actually not even close. Like, if we could just have every practice and every game on Topa, that's what our team and our coach would want. We're a very possession-oriented team. We want the ball. Don't really want to be chasing teams around, and if we have the ball, we can't get scored on, so it's easiest for us to keep possession, move the ball around on the turf rather than Reynolds. And even Guard Day, I mean, that place is just windy. That's a turf field too, but we would take Topa over Guard Day without even thinking about it.
Noah and Owen, you share those same thoughts?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Topa, the clean surface and there's no bumps. Just like I've said, possession-based. Like, we have a lot of talent, so when the field is even and there's no bumps in the field, like at Reynolds, we feel like we can kind of take advantage of teams better than on Reynolds. So Topa is definitely what we prefer.
Yeah, and just the atmosphere at Topa too is more of like a stadium because, championship day, I guess 5 minutes before kickoff, we had a group, probably 30 kids in our friend group coming from one side, and then a bunch of alumni coming in from the other side, just swarming in the field, and it was awesome. I mean, the atmosphere was unbelievable.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a more electric atmosphere than the setting up that day on Saturday, November 9. The place was packed, both home team fans and visiting team fans, but I loved the line that somebody had. It may have come from one of you three, but Coach shared it with me after. He said it was a goal scored by them, a goal scored by us, a goal scored by them, a goal scored by us, a goal scored by them, a win for us. That's how it went because the championship game was decided by an own goal by the visiting team, and it resulted in us going to the NCAAs.
I'll tell you what, that is a true statement, the way it's said, but that came from Coach O'Rourke. That is something that Coach O'Rourke would say 1,000%.
Well, you've seen him on this program in the last several weeks. He's been a nice presence in speaking on behalf of the Seahawk men's soccer program. But what I loved was the fact that he relinquished that appearance to you gentlemen. What do you think it took for him to give up that control?
That's a man that does not like giving up for a while.
It's an honor, I'll tell you that.
Because you guys now can say anything. You're seniors. This does not affect playing time.
Yeah. I'm definitely coming back next year to coach, so I can't go too often.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, Noah.
Yeah.
So tell me about then next year. What are your plans for the 2020 campaign?
I'll be back here 5th year, just going back to school and working and stuff like that. But
so you'll be a player?
I could, but I'm not gonna
Okay.
be.
I'm gonna head back home to New Hampshire. Gonna return to the sticks and figure it out from there. And then I'll be here for my 5th year as well. I'll be living with Owen, assistant coach on the team.
Nice. Noah, talk about the transition that it's going to take going from player to an assistant coach. You've obviously had conversations with Coach O'Rourke II in terms of what needs to happen for you. You're not friends with him anymore. So talk about that and how you're approaching that responsibility next year.
Yeah, still being a leader. Obviously I'm not a player anymore, but just leading by example. Any advice anyone ever needs. Just being a coach, I guess, instead of a player. So I guess I'll still find out as I do it. Obviously haven't done it yet, so it'll be seamless though. I know everyone obviously, and just leading and help these guys try to go back to back.
And you've seen examples of it from recent teammates going on to be assistant coaches, including Connor Woods and Travis Pisano with your championship team last year. Talk about how that you can learn from their example as well.
I mean, it's huge. Every year we have alumni as our assistant coaches. It's I mean, I don't know if you can really put a price on it, but to have a guy that's been through the reins and he's an assistant coach and he's there for you again, I mean, you can't say enough.
Gentlemen, you had front row seats, and I'm going to play the clip from it now. When the team was announced for the NCAA tournament, talk about that feeling. You know you're going to the dance, and it's not like you were waiting for an at-large announcement, but talk about that feeling of getting the announcement of where you're going, and it turned out to be on the road in Virginia, and the reaction was priceless, both from you and from Coach O'Rourke, and especially when Owen steps up and saying, "Jersey Bagels on me, baby!"
Yeah, I thought we were going to be in Jersey, but I guess I was wrong.
It was a pretty cool process, though. Like you said, we won a conference, so we knew we were getting in. It wasn't like a surprise factor, like, oh, we made it. We just depended on where we were going and who we were playing. To be honest, it happened so fast, and it was such a blur. We were the second pod, I believe that was announced. So we had just come in, sit down, look at the screen, and with it, we were one of the first 8 teams called. So we were still like wishy-washy about what was going on. Coach was talking about like pod host, how Amherst didn't. So to be honest, I was focused on how Amherst wasn't hosting a pod because Coach was so hung up on that, and then we got called. We knew we were playing Berlin. I thought we were going to New Jersey. It was crazy. It was obviously very cool.
It was awesome. Very cool. Yeah.
And you had to go on the road. What was that experience like? Because I heard there was some travel issues.
Yeah. So the bus driver, hit like a time limit or whatever. So
it was ridiculous.
Yeah. So
we're seniors. We can say that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. We had to sit and wait. Like a new bus driver. So.
And then we got the new bus driver. Got to the hotel. We were waiting in the hotel lobby to go to our rooms, and the bus driver that sat in the said she couldn't drive anymore, walked in the hotel 25 minutes after us. So she just followed us there. She just couldn't drive us. So it was bananas. But
yeah, first off, we were also
it's 4 o'clock.
50 miles away from.
We're close.
Being able to fly. It was so close, and then we had to sit on the bus for 11 hours.
But the trip was incredible.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
We had an unbelievable time. Although all those negatives, we had an awesome time. We bonded a lot.
Yeah, a lot of team bonding, honestly.
Yeah, it was a 13-hour bus ride. On the way there, we stopped in New Jersey and had a practice at
Drew University.
Yep, near Matt Warshaw's house. We practiced there. That was pretty cool. It's the first time we've practiced on a different team's field. That was cool, and then we had a meal, and then we kept on going, and then the ride back, obviously we had lost. We got home to campus at 3:30 in the morning, and it was a good weekend, but it was a good time.
Well, the last several years, Jody Meridian and I have gone to our senior brunch with our athletes, which is after the awards ceremony, and it's before graduation exercises. We host the seniors at brunch in Oka Court, and Jody and I go with our iPhones and record conversations with our seniors. And I want to do that right now and ask you gentlemen what you would say to your freshman selves if you could, or say to your incoming freshmen for next year. What advice would you pass on to them?
Is that in a athletic sense or a general college sense?
It could be anything you want.
I'll take an athletic approach.
Sure.
I'll just say be patient and enjoy the ride. I think what made the championship so special for us this year was 4 years ago, our freshman season, we were the worst team in the conference. We won 4 games, we scored 19 goals. It wasn't a good season for us. We got better each year, but and now it's over. So I would say enjoy the ride to that, but be patient because we got better.
Yeah, I guess from an athletic standpoint, I don't know. We had a couple sayings on the team this year, ELE, everybody loved everybody, and then passion and positivity. So just to do everything with a lot of passion, just always positive to your teammates and stuff around you. And that's what you need. That's what it takes to win. So I
Yeah, I guess, I mean, just enjoy the ride. Like I've said, I wouldn't change the way that it went for us. And I don't know, follow the juniors and seniors, respect them, appreciate what they've been through, and enjoy the ride.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. Knowing you'll have that opportunity coming in the fall as an assistant coach, Owen, we welcome you back as well to enjoy your final year academic-wise. And Evan, we wish you so well in your future endeavors. Gentlemen, we know you're not too far from campus. We wish we could be with you guys together on campus and enjoying your senior year. But we're really looking forward to producing a special remembrance for the entire class of 2020 as we look forward to celebrating our 2019-20 athletic seasons, and which was certainly highlighted by your conference championship last fall.
Thank you. And we just want to say thank you for putting out this content. The men's soccer team, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, good to have you on the show. That's Evan McDonald, Noah Medeiros, and Owen Kraft. I'm Ed Habershaw. Thank you for joining us on Seahawk Talk on Wednesday, April 29. We'll be back tomorrow with another set of guests. Stay safe, stay indoors, get outside a little bit, but keep your distance.